The Hoover Dam is one of America's most treasured feats of engineering. It played an important role in the development of the American Southwest by providing power and water to millions. Located right on the border of Nevada and Arizona, the Hoover Dam remains one of the most important structures in the country. It's designated a National Historic Landmark and listed among America's 7 modern civil engineering wonders. Every year, 7 million people visit the dam. Here's the story of the Hoover Dam. In the late 19th century, efforts to develop the American Southwest were well underway, but they had one major problem. The landscape was parched. Developers and farmers hoped to use water diverted from the Colorado River for this purpose, but none of these projects were successful in the long term. It wasn't until 1922 that these plans were revisited. Developers and farmers looked to tame the Colorado River yet again, only this time they hoped to use it as an energy source as well. The Colorado River had massive potential as a source of hydroelectric power, and after much lobbying, outgoing President Calvin Coolidge authorized the project's go-ahead in 1928. The Boulder Dam, what we know today as the Hoover Dam, began construction in 1930. As news of this project began to spread around the country, scores of unemployed people began settling in nearby Las Vegas, with many camping in the surrounding desert. These new settlers hoped to find work on the massive construction project during a time when work of any kind was hard to come by. This caused a massive spike in Las Vegas's population. Between 10,000 to 20,000 settlers arrived in the then small city of 5,000 people. A lot of those settlers did end up working on the Hoover Dam too, as it took the combined efforts of 21,000 laborers and more than 5 years of hard work to complete. Most of those who found work on the dam moved to Boulder City, a community built 6 miles from the worksite, to house workers and their families. It's hard to imagine how this massive structure was constructed. About 6.6 million tons of concrete went into what was then the tallest dam in the world. That's enough to pave a road from San Francisco to New York. And yet, towering at a height of 726 feet and spanning 1,244 feet across, Hoover Dam is truly an engineering marvel. Today, the dam has more than lived up to its potential as a source of energy and water for citizens of nearby areas. Its power plant contains one of the country's largest hydroelectric installations to this day, even though almost a century has passed since its construction. The dam is powered by 17 turbines, running at a combined horsepower of about 3 million. If that sounds like a lot of energy, it is. On average, the dam generates about 4 billion kilowatt hours of hydroelectric power per year, serving residents of Nevada, Arizona, and California. This singular structure is able to supply 1.3 million people with electricity at any given time. The reservoir behind the dam is Lake Mead. The body of water was formed by damming the Colorado River, and it's technically a reservoir of the Hoover Dam. It covers an area of 233 square miles, and its shoreline spans 550 miles. Lake Mead can store up to 8.5 trillion gallons of water when operating at its peak capacity. That makes it the largest reservoir in the U.S. The Hoover Dam fulfilled the goal of taming and disseminating the wild Colorado River through the parched landscapes of the American Southwest. It continued to supply water and power to Las Vegas in the years after its construction. This allowed the desert city to grow and grow, ballooning to a population of over 2 million today. It fueled the development of not only Las Vegas, but major cities such as Los Angeles and Phoenix into what they are today.